Lick 10, I call King style. Insert your favorite King blues guitar player in the front of that. This is reminiscent of something one of those great players might have done. Keeping it simple is really what it's about, and I think that if you grasp that in the early stages of your playing, it's really going to help as you progress. This lick is centered in the key of A over the entire 12-bar form, but let's put it all over the place if we can, when we want to. It'll be really great. Let's try this one. In this lick, we're back in A minor pentatonic, but we're moving up the guitar to another region of the scale sequence. And we're going to start here on the 10th fret, and we're back to a whole step bend. At this time, though, it's on the first string. And when you're starting out, these strings can be like, like a dagger in your calluses, especially if your calluses aren't built up. So take your time, and again, what I hear lots of times with my student is in a bend that's under pitch. You don't want that. You want to really try to achieve that whole step note. So we're going from a D to an E. So imagine you're going from the 10th fret to the 12th fret. Get the other fingers behind it for strength. Push down and push up at the same time. I overshot it a little bit there. Didn't know my own strength. So what you want to do is bend to that pitch. Release the bend. Play the note on the 10th fret. So that's our first half. Bend. Pretty simple idea right there, but you can get mileage out of just something like that. That's what's great about the blues. So again, whole step bend. Move down to the 10th fret now, second string. Let your third finger be ready to play the 9th fret third string note there. And then end back on that note. And guess what that note is? It's an A. It's the root note. See where we're headed with all this? Yeah. It really makes for a good musical sentence. And I'll take this moment to just really touch on some vibrato. We'll get into it more here as we move along. But what's important is try to keep this finger lodged up against the fretboard here. All three fingers are on the string for support, and I'm going to pull down and release, pull down and release. This is the hardest thing, I think, to teach in guitar. It's a really tricky technique, but we're going to do little snippets of it as we move along. So that lick one more time with the vibrato added, and we'll see how this works for you. I think it's a good one to move on with. Something reminiscent of Albert King or Albert Collins or anybody with the last name King or Freddie, BB, any of those guys. This would go right along well with what they would do. So get your whole step bend happening. Start to consider some vibrato. Move on when you're ready.